Okay, everybody, here we go. It's me, Gregory Mannarino. Friday, February 21st, 2025 pre-market report. Still taking a step out of Babylon, at least trying to, people. Look, there is something happening and everyone knows it. Everyone knows it. But I don't see any pushback, and this is a problem. In May of last year, I put this out for all of you to understand. I unmasked the entire system for you. This did get some attention at the time, but again, as usual, things just kind of fall away. People, again, are distracted. They're told to look here, don't look over there. Then we get something like this. Our friend Larry Fink here from BlackRock explains that everything is going to be tokenized. Everything is going to be tokenized. Now, if you want to have a better understanding of what this means, and if you don't want to take Gregory Mannarino's word for it, or maybe you do, I'm going to put a link to this paper in the description of this video. Read through this. This is where we're going, and I'm here to tell you something. There's no way to stop it unless people band together and really start speaking out, because tokenization is going to encompass everything that you can think about, dream about, or even have a nightmare about. Every asset is going to be reduced, and everything that can be considered an asset, even in the remote sense, is going to be reduced into a tradable token. So I want you guys and girls to bring yourselves up to speed on this. As a matter of fact, why don't you close out of this video, click on the link in the description of this video, read through this, and then come back to this video. Look, man, these creatures, they let you know what they're going to do before it happens. It's part of their playbook. It's not our playbook, but it's theirs. And invariably, you want to go back as far as you want to go, it's how it works. They tell you these things. They see what kind of pushback they're going to get. If they don't get pushback, they look at it as, well, it's okay. They're approving it. So it's not like they're taking advantage of you because they've already told you it's going to happen. Anyway, look, guys and girls, so focus on these things. Again, link in the description of this video. Let's move forward here. Again, the phenomenon is playing out with regard to bond yields around the world. This is overnight. Bond yields dropping, U.S. 10-year yield at the top. A massive effort to prop up the stock market. Central banks are buying it all, including gold. They're buying it all. That should tell you something. On the back of that, we got stock futures. Nothing really going on here. Market stuck really since December. We haven't moved much above the high with regard to the S&P 500, which we hit on December 5th of 6088. We're a little above that, but nothing major going on. Bitcoin, cryptocurrencies catching a bid pretty much across the board. Gold, silver, and crude oil. All right, commodities under pressure. Nothing major going on here. Now, going back to Treasury yields, as I just showed you what's going on here, pretty much across the board. This is this morning from CNBC. Treasury yields edge lower as investors weigh the state of the U.S. economy. Let's just move outside of the United States for a moment here. The entire global economy is crumbling along with the United States economy. The mechanism behind this remains one and the same for the entire world. It's artificially suppressed rates and currency purchasing power destruction on the back of it. People cannot survive. As I've been explaining to all of you for a very, very long time, we need to return some purchasing power to the people. Trickle-down economics doesn't work. The mechanism of artificially suppressed rates, currency purchasing power destruction, easy money, only helps a fraction of a fraction of a fraction of the population. I'm talking about the 1% and 2%. It's called the Cantillon effect. Look this stuff up, people. Bring yourself up to speed. This is not going to stop anytime soon, and I'm going to prove this to you. Again, we got some interesting news this morning and yesterday from our U.S. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent, and something interesting out of President Trump's perspective on things, and he's not wrong. But let's shed a little light on this. So here's an interesting topic I want to talk about again. So stocks saw some pressure because Walmart guidance renewed worries about consumers. Big retail is screaming from rooftops that the consumer is weak. The consumer is weak. The consumer is weak. Why is the consumer weak? Because the purchasing power of the currency is being evaporated on the back of artificially suppressed rates. You know that the last thing we need right now is lower rates. We need higher rates. We got to return the purchasing power to the currency. Absolutely, this would hit the stock market in a very negative way. It's going to happen anyway, to a much greater degree. I think we're pretty much on the same page. The stock market has no bearing on reality. You will know that. It's floating on oceans of debt. It's a house of cards. Everything's a house of cards. But with regard to the economy, people, it's coming apart, and it's coming apart faster. So our Treasury Secretary, Scott Bessent, this morning on Bloomberg was explaining how they have to work, quote, have to work to bring the 10-year yield down. Why are they talking about the 10-year yield? It's the benchmark. You all know that. The phenomenon of central banks actually getting in here and making an announcement that they're going to be cutting rates, it doesn't even matter anymore. It's all about, in fact, look at this comment. Bessent, focus on the 10-year U.S. Treasury yield may let the Fed off the hook. Because if central banks are in here buying debt, you see what's happening to global bond yields. They're falling off of a cliff here. I just showed it to you. Where is it? Hold that thought. Here. Down across the board. That means central banks are buying all the debt. They're buying all the debt. They're buying all the gold. They're buying everything here. So, do you really want to let the Fed off the hook? Do you think this is a good idea? Honestly, what Bessent was speaking about on Bloomberg was home affordability. As a matter of fact, he said we're in a home affordability crisis. Again, the U.S. Treasury Secretary of the United States, Scott Bessent, is saying we are in a home affordability crisis. What brought about this home affordability crisis that Scott Bessent is talking about? Or this crisis of the currency that we're actually in? He can't tell you that. Bessent can't tell you that homes and everything else is becoming unaffordable because the currency is being dissolved systematically and deliberately. That's really the crisis we're in. It's not about a home affordability crisis, and lower rates is not going to bring the price of housing down. It's going to inflate it. Again, the root cause of the entire problem is currency purchasing power losses. That's why we're in a home affordability crisis or a cost of living crisis. But Bessent will not tell you that. What he is going to tell you is we need to lower rates. The 10-year yield more specifically, because everything is based off of the benchmark 10-year yield. This is a lie, in my opinion here. Again, let's let the Fed off the hook so they don't have to officially announce that they're cutting rates, but allow them to get into the debt market. But again, the U.S. Treasury Secretary nor the President of the United States can get into the debt market and buy all the debt. Okay? But that's what they're calling on the Fed to do. Now, let's talk about this one here. I had something else for you. I don't even know where I put it, unfortunately. This is on Fox Business, where President Trump is acknowledging that inflation is back. Let me read this to you. So Trump acknowledges inflation is back, but blames Biden. President Trump is correct in what he's saying here, but there's a twist. Let's talk about that. So President Donald Trump, in an interview with Fox Business, Sean Hannity said and acknowledged that inflation is on the rise again. Quote, Trump, inflation is back. I had nothing to do with it. You want to blame someone? Blame Biden's reckless spending. Okay. All right. Spending 100%. At least he understands that. The man is not stupid. I've told you this 1,000 times. All right. But again, let's look at the last three presidents. Look at what Obama did, Trump himself, and Biden did. Vastly working with the Fed to inflate the debt. And the issue with inflation coming back is the lag effect. Again, we have a near historic low with regard to money velocity, or the rate at which cash is moving through the economy. A massive lag effect on the back of that. It doesn't happen overnight. It could take years. And the truth of the matter is all of these extra bills that have been created out of nothing are now coming home to roost. Spending, absolutely. Let's give credit where credit's due. Trump is correct, but again, he did participate in this along with Obama as well. You didn't hear about any of this. You're not hearing about the lag effect with regards to how inflation rears its ugly head. And because the money velocity, or the rate at which cash moves through the economy, is near historic lows, we're getting a little blip higher, as I described to you recently multiple times. This is all these extra bills now starting to chase, in this case, a lesser amount of goods. This is Economics 101. You all know that. It can't be stopped now, especially when you got Besant here talking about, let's let the Fed off the hook. Let's lower the 10-year yield, how he has the power to do that. You guys and girls let me know, okay? This is going to fix the home affordability crisis? No, it's going to destroy the purchasing power of the currency further. Trump knows there's a problem here, but he's not addressing the root cause here. Yes, spending is a part of it. There's no doubt about it. And he's right. But he's not addressing the fact that the currency is being evaporated. And his own Treasury Secretary is saying, well, we need lower rates, just like Trump is saying the same thing along with Elizabeth Warren. We do not need lower rates, people. Anyone that's telling you this is deceiving you. They're lying to you. It should make sense to you that we need to return purchasing power to the currency to get us out of what Treasury Secretary Besant said is a home affordability crisis. It's a cost of living crisis because the currency is losing purchasing power. And we are being moved, people, into full tokenization. We're in a currency crisis on a massive scale around the world, not just here in the United States. And this tokenization thing, people read through this. I don't write this stuff for myself. It's 100% free. This is, again, May of last year. Link in the description of this video. Bring yourself up to speed as to where we're going. Don't let the lies, the deceptions, the look here, and the blame game. You know what bothers me a little bit? Trump, what he said is correct here. Blaming Biden. He did this through the entire campaign, but then he said, well, hold on a minute. It's the Federal Reserve. Now he's back to blaming Biden. Was he given a phone call or a little note slipped under his door? Don't point your finger at the Fed. Don't point your finger at the Fed. Re-blame Biden, because that's what everyone wants to hear anyway. Spending is a problem. Abso-freaking-lutely. Debts and deficits, people, are going to balloon from here. Not going to change. Unfortunately, the issue here of currency purchasing power destruction is going to accelerate. The economy around the world is going to crumble faster as central banks continue to do what they've been doing forever. Suck the purchasing power of the currency away. It's going away, all of it, and we are being thrust into a new system, bridged first into a crypto system, and then to full tokenization. So bring yourself up to speed on this, and if you don't like it, please push back. Start to, take some kind of action, because everyone knows it's coming, and this is what really drives me nuts. People know it's coming. They're being told it's coming, but it's part of their playbook. They have to tell you first. And then when it happens, people go, hold on a minute. I don't want this. I didn't want this. Well, then take action now if this is not what you want. All right? All right, guys, listen, I'm going to let you all go. I hope we've covered some stuff here that makes sense to you. If I've earned your thumbs up, I'd appreciate that. Share this stuff. Get it out there. Comment. Greg, you got this right. Greg, you got this wrong. I don't know everything, or maybe anything. So please bring me up to speed. I'm trying to help you out. You guys try to help me out. This is our thing. I've been telling you this for 1,000 years. It's not my thing. Our thing, and we're making a difference here in the world, people. I honestly believe that, and that's all I care about, is making a positive difference in this world. All right, love you all from the heart with all I got. I'll see you later, 4 or 5 p.m. Eastern for the live stream. I hope it works out. They cut me off twice yesterday. Anyway, whatever. I'll see you later.